Welcome to Dr. Charles Speaks, a podcast for now. You've joined us for a special series of transformational talks, selected exclusively from Dr. Charles's corporate success calls. The 15-minute calls are designed to encourage leaders, activate your thought life, and prepare you for the challenges ahead. Dr. Charles joins every call with a blend of his personal experiences, his expertise as a John Maxwell certified mentor and coach, and of course, his more than 30 years of exceptional experience in both corporate America and ministry. Get motivated with Dr. Charles Speaks, a transformational talk from the Red Line on today's podcast, inspiring excellence and generating results.
Good day, my friends, and let's make it a great day. I can never get tired saying that over and over each time I come to you and talk to you, because I am about positive leadership and I am about getting you off to a great start of the week. At least I'm trying to. And also in trying to do that, I want to inspire you to continue to challenge you, that is, in your personal leadership growth. We're all in process. We're learning each and every day. At least we should be. I've taken the expression live and learn and taken it and flipped it and said learn and live. And so we should continuously learn and live along this journey. We don't know how many days we have left on this earth, but the days that we do have, it is certainly a blessing, and we're able to be blessed in order to turn around and bless others. As I've been talking about positive leadership, I continue on this crusade of talking about leaders and making more leaders and positive at that. And so on the call today, I want to continue to talk about positive leadership, but then I'm going to make a little twist on this, because the book that I've been reading, Intentional Living by John Maxwell, it certainly has been inspiring and motivating to me, and I just want to share some of the highlights, some of the things that I've read from some of the chapters. And he talks about, in this particular book, Intentional Living, your life can be a great story. Now think about that. Your life can be a great story, and that's what we're put on this earth to write a story. And at the end of the day, the story is going to be written, and we're going to be able to leave something behind for a story. You might say, well, how is that? Well, have you ever been to a homegoing or a funeral? There's usually an obituary, and there is a little brief history about the person, when they were born and what did they do in life, and at the end of their life. And it gives a little bit of a synopsis, and then there's people at the funeral, however, having some words about the experiences they had with the person that is deceased. Well, I don't want to talk about it on a sad note, but the reality is that that person lived a life, and inside of that life, from when they were born until when they died, there were some chapters, and you're writing chapters each and every day, and your life can be a great story. But the reality is that we're all going to have some ups and downs, some curves in life, some peaks and valleys, some successes, some failures. All of those things are all part of life. We all face those different challenges, but it's how we deal with them. And some people will look at things, how things happen to them. Another group of people will say, well, how things happen for them. And so when you choose a side, is everything happening to you, or is there some things happening for you? But I like to side on the side things are happening for me, even though it may have hurt, it may have felt a little strange, or I may have had some pain about it, or maybe even complained about it, but there's still is within the story. That's why people write autobiographies about their lives. So what's the big deal today? What am I want to convey today? I want to convey about this intentional living. It's about living your best story, no matter where you are. Whether you have things in the past that you're not happy about, things that you failed, we can't do anything about that today, but we can learn from those things, and we can only get better. And so when you talk about this particular subject, your life can be a great story. Well, why stories? Well, what do stories do? There's something about stories, they inspire us. You hear different stories from people, and you hear something that resonates with you and something that touches your heart. It just sticks with you. And sometimes in hearing that, it inspires you to make a change or to do something different. And not only that, the story, it connects us to the person who's telling the story. We can relate to that person in their story. We're not in it all by ourselves. It gives us, in the stories, it gives us permission to try. Look, if so-and-so can do it, I can do it too. It gives us pictures of who we can be and who we can aspire to be each and every day. So it's something about the stories of peoples and their lives that we can learn from and that we can grow from. And so when we write our own story, people can gravitate to the experience. They can understand, they can relate, they can have empathy, they can make changes, they can be inspired. But we should never let what we cannot keep us from doing what we can do. And so don't give up on your story. You want to continue to keep going and to keep growing. Because if you want to live a life, listen, if you want to live a life that matters, don't start when you get good. Start now so you can become good. I've heard someone say that, and it's worth repeating now. Listen to me. If you want to live a life that matters, don't start when you get good. Start now so you can become good. I like that because anybody that's starting off anything new or trying something for the first time, you're not going to be good at it. If you've never played the game of basketball, you're going to be terrible at it. If you never played the game of golf, you're going to be terrible. But if you continue to work at it, if you continue to practice at it, you're going to become good at some point. And so when you think about your life story and being intentional about taking the positive and highlighting that and focusing on that and being a person of a positive leader, then you're going to get better at that. And you're going to live it by example, and you're going to be able to share it with others. And guess what? People will be able to see it. They'll be able to hear it. They will be encouraged, and they will jump on board too, because positivity attracts positivity. Negativity attracts negativity. But when you are positive, you wait and see how that is contagious. You know, it's just like in baseball, someone is pitching very good, the opposing team, and the other team can't get a hit off of that pitcher. And so the team is getting a little bit deflated that perhaps we're not going to be able to score a run off of this particular pitcher. But as one gets a hit, the other one says, hey, if they can do it, I can do it too. And the next batter comes up, and they're coming up a little bit more with a positive mindset, and a little bit more confidence, and they're able to get in there and stand in there and take a whack at the ball, and before you know it, they string 2 or 3 hits in a row, and they're able to score a run, and the confidence just takes over the whole team. We call that momentum. And you see it all the time. Those that are avid sports fans, you see when the momentum of a team has shifted. And that's why the opposing team will call a timeout. They said, look, timeout. This team is on fire. This team is really fired up. And so we're going to have to put a little stop in the action and regroup and kind of choke off some of the momentum if we can. And that's the way it is with life and writing your own story, is that when you take the positive things, it motivates you to continue to do more positive and to deposit into other people positivity. Now, you hear the expression that you can be active or inactive. But one thing about it, when you're not active and you're not doing anything, the truth is you cannot fail. And also, you cannot succeed either. Did you catch that? If you're sitting and doing nothing and just giving up on life, you won't fail, but you won't succeed either. But can wait and hope and wish, you can do all of that. But if we do, we're going to miss the stories of our lives and what they could be. And we all have an opportunity. We don't want to live on the premise of woulda, coulda, and shoulda. We want to get busy, because I want you to start, no matter where you're at on the journey, you can get busy. And if you stay at it, you can get better. Notice that anybody that plays an instrument, anybody that works out and runs or lift weights, whatever they do, when they start off, they barely can make it down one half a mile, or they barely can lift 50 pounds. But as they work at it, as they start where they can and begin to make practice of it, then you'll see the difference. You know, who was the guy, Gandhi, I believe it was. He once said, be the change you want to see in the world. Think about that. Be the change you want to see in the world. Stop complaining about what you see, what you hear, and talking about what somebody should be doing or what they're not doing. And think about you, me. We can be the change that we want to see in the world. So what is it that we want to see in the world? We want to see everyone doing well. We want to see everyone having the ability to get service, whether it's medical service. They go into a hospital, they're able to get the best treatment. If they've been involved in injustice, they're able to get the best service. Whatever it might be, we can be examples of that which we want to be seen in the world. Did I say that right? Be the change you want to see in the world. That's what I'm trying to convey, and that's what we all, because have you thought about what you want your life story to be? That's a question that you may want to take some time and think about and write down your response. Do you believe you can live a life of significance, that you can do the things that really matter? That's what significance really comes to mind, is doing the things that really matter, things that really make a difference in someone's life, including your own. Every person can live this life of significance. We can do things that matter. I think there's no one who can make the excuse, I can't do anything that matter. No, yes, you can. You can do things that matter, that can make this world a better place. It starts with you. It starts with me. We want our stories to matter. At least all of us should want them to matter. We want our stories to be of significance. Let me be clear on significant. To be significant, all you have to do is make a difference with others wherever you are. No matter what town you live in, what place you come from, you can make a difference with others wherever you are, with whatever you have. Each and every day, you can make a significant difference. We're talking about intentional living and that your life can be a great story. And it is, because people need to hear from you. They need to hear all of the good, all of the bad, and, what can we learn from it? I know sometimes you don't want to share some of the mistakes. I know I don't want to share them, but look, if it's going to help you, I'll share it. If it's going to make a difference and a change in your life, I'll be willing to be vulnerable and transparent and share it with you. But if you just want to hear it just to be hearing it and don't do anything with it, then I'm just wasting my time and telling all my personal business. But when you are intentional about adding value, when you are intentional about sharing your story, when you use what you have and use it and give it each and every day, then you're going to see positive change in the lives of others. You're going to begin to live a greater, a more impactful life that matters. Isn't that what we all want to have achieved when it's all said and done? A life that matters. You mean something. I mean something. We all have something to give, something to leave as a legacy, and we all should strive for that each and every day. Because someone said this, they said statistics don't inspire people to do great things, but rather stories do. When people hear stories that inspire them, that connect with them, that fills their insides with fire and emotions to do something positively, it makes a world of difference. Because, listen, if your story isn't as meaningful, or if it isn't significant or even compelling as you want it to be, guess what? You can start today. You can kick off this week, and you can change your story, and you can begin to rewrite and become again another. My friends, as I close, when we die, we cannot take with us what we have, but we can live in others by what we gave. That's the truth. This has been Dr. Charles speaking to you today on intentional living, because your life can truly be a great story. Let's keep writing it, and let's keep doing good. Have a good day.
Thank you for listening to Dr. Charles Speaks. Visit drcharlesred.com for booking info for your ministry, business, or leadership team. Get info about the Red Line, a 15-minute corporate success call each Monday morning with Dr. Charles. Follow Dr. Charles on all social media at Dr. Charles Red. Subscribe to the podcast here for every episode of Dr. Charles Speaks. Thanks for joining us. Like Dr. Charles always says, No matter what, never, never, never give up. Until next time.